All right, good afternoon. We'll call the meeting to order. This is the Vanderburgh County Alcoholic Beverage Meeting, March the 10th, 2026. Do we have any remonstrants present today? None noted. Will all applicants seeking renewal after a violation or any newer transfer permittees please raise their right hands? Do each of you swear or affirm under the penalties of perjury that the answers given on your application and any answers to any questions asked by the board to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I did.
Thank you. Items on the agenda today for automatic renewal are Big Barrel Liquors LLC, DL 82-33191, The Parlor LLC, permit ending 357, Bowers Grove Bower House Incorporated 106, Whitehead Enterprises Incorporated 926, Dollar General LLC 058, GTBE LLC 528, J&J Investment LLC 207, Yan and Wu's Shengdu LLC 123, Comfort CEC LLC 159, Oceans North Foods LLC 254, Aldi 279, Terrica's LLC 302, and 811 Elixirs LLC 412. Those listed are without violation and without remonstrance. I'll make a motion we approve our automatic renewals today.
I second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor of that motion?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Not opposing. Items to be continued. Whitehead Enterprises Incorporated DL 82-03558. They have not rectified issues related to a violation. Sushi King Evansville LLC RR 82-43474. Is there a representative for Sushi King?
Please continue that.
Okay.
No word sign.
Gotcha. Items with violation. We'll go with Trace Bravos Incorporated RR 82-07535.
Good afternoon, Scott Bedwell. Here with owner Anna Bravo, Trace Bravos. And they had a violation. And I'll let Anna kind of explain the violation, but it was some time ago. I believe it was back in Officer Lutz. Was that back in 24?
I got so many tabs open, I'm trying to even find that report. Let's see, that is a violation from May 21st, 2024. Looks like it was for scope of liquor permit retailer, unauthorized beverages, and failure to post conspicuous no smoking within 8 feet signs at the door. Go ahead and tell us about this violation as you understand it and how you've rectified this.
The sign, the non-smoking sign, it was posted, but it was posted on the window, on the sign. And as at that moment when the officer was there too, my notification was that they go ahead and printed the no smoking sign and post them on the doors immediately.
And then what of the alcohol that you purchased from another retailer? What was the reasoning for that and how have you fixed that?
That was just a mistake that somebody bought one bottle that we were out and that was like a no, and they were aware of that, but I think it was a new manager. Well, not a new manager, assistant that was there that day. But no, we had never done that before because it's a violent. I mean, we cannot go out and buy a liquor store. We have to buy from one of the companies. Yeah. We have like 2 or 3 companies that we always buy. And I think in 33 years, that's the first time that we have had that happen.
Sounds like you understand that it has to come from a wholesaler.
Yes.
Okay. Who makes those purchases? Do you order the alcohol or do you have someone appointed to do that?
You should locate at that location. They place that order every week.
And it appears as though you were on no ship for some debt to a wholesaler. Has that been taken care of? And have you been placing regular orders with the wholesaler?
Oh, yes. And sometimes it's not as much as like we owe it to the retailer. Like I think when, I don't know if it's particular this time, it really slipped my mind to get the renewal of the food permit. And it was overdue by a couple of days and then they can put a hold on on the purchase.
And it looks like your last violation would have been about 11 years prior to that. You've not had anything between.
Now, this is what? Cradle?
This is Los Bravos on West
Yeah.
Expressway.
Is it, so it's trade or loss?
We're doing, it's Tres in DBA Los Bravos.
Okay.
Sometimes I go just by the locations, because it's hard to remember the ink on each location. I will, whenever it goes, I say, okay, north side, east side, which location are we talking about?
I didn't even know it was the same thing.
Yes.
I mean, I remember you had Los Bravos.
Yeah.
On Belmead Avenue. No.
Oh, my God, yes. That was 30, it'll be 34 years ago. Yeah.
And you paid a $500 fine.
Oh, yes, I did. And that's why when he called me and told me I couldn't, I mean, I was mad with the managers because I said, well, they didn't let me know that we had a violation. And then he had to dig because we couldn't find it and it was 2024.
Okay. Peter, do you have any questions about this?
No. Not at all. They do a good job normally, so,
All right, I'll make a motion to approve.
and I'll second that motion.
Motion to approve is made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0, none opposed. I'm just going down the list, Scott. I'll probably have you stand up and sit down several times here. So Rafferty's Incorporated, RR 820248. Hi there. My reports are all over the place. So go ahead and tell us your names and then give us an explanation of the violation as you understand it.
James.
And this appears to have happened on April 30th of 2025. It would have been for allowing a minor to load and sell of alcohol to a minor. And this would appear that it was during an alcohol compliance check. Are you guys familiar with this information?
Yeah. Officer Rick.
Okay.
Yes.
You brought that.
Very cordial.
Go ahead and tell us how this happened and what you guys have done to fix this issue.
We had two guests arrived, stood at the bar top. Rebecca was the bartender. She typically leaves in a hurry in the afternoon. They arrived at the same time. She is an outstanding associate. She did not card the young man. She did get a violation as well. She's paid her violation. We paid our violation as well too. Officer Ricks came back inside, a little bit afterwards, showed us picture and stuff where, you know, we had been in violation. We do have signs up in the bar area for minors not allowed unless they're 21, 21 or over. Those are in place.
Okay.
We did give her a documentation of termination warning. She is still employed. All of our associates that serve alcohol are current and up to date. We keep a spreadsheet, and then we also keep their actual cards, a copy of their cards and files.
Oh,
And
employee.
that's done weekly,
Okay.
and they're chronological.
So you took some affirmative action on the employee, as far as discipline goes. Did you address this with the other people that were there? How did you handle that?
The whole staff, daily shift meetings, reminding them that we have to card everybody. We've offended a few people, which is fine. We just have to let them understand. That's sometimes a challenge, shortly after this citation, of course, they were on a high alert to simply carding everybody. And it's like, well, we can use some common sense, but when in doubt, card everybody.
Sure.
And that was a mistake. I mean, that she shouldn't have made, and she understands.
Well, what time was this?
It was about 3:15 in the afternoon, I believe, is when the 248 and the citation, I think, was written at 3:15, if I'm not mistaken, in the afternoon, sir.
Peter, any questions about this violation?
Do you know the age of the minor?
I do not. I don't believe.
Just curious how.
I would say it was in between
Right, they're
18 and
using
20.
20, okay.
Not more than 19 and
Oh,
3/4.
Oh,
They got,
yeah.
they got to stop working within 3 months of their
Yeah.
21st birthday, or 20, not 19,
okay.
23.
Yeah.
This one would have been 19.
Okay, that's all I had.
Yeah, he was with Oxford Riggs.
Now, when's the last violation?
Been quite a while, I believe.
I don't see anything in the notes here.
Okay,
so,
okay.
Yeah, we'll be 32 years in that location, May.
Satisfied with those answers.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve.
I second.
All right, motion made and seconded for approval. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Motion carries 3-0 for approval. This will be set for the next commission hearing, which I believe is next Tuesday.
Okay. I think we have an extension on our license to take.
Yes.
Until this.
Yeah, you're in good shape there.
Okay, we appreciate you, gentlemen, and thank you for the partnership.
All right.
Thanks.
Fraternal Order of Eagles 427.
Scott Bedwell again here with the Eagles 427. They had a violation for sale to non-members. Tom Crane Harder.
That's all.
I'll let him explain the violation. I believe he had a $500 fine.
I believe so. Violation was we interpreted the law loosely as far as our guest book and serving non-members. And one of our bartenders served a non-member without registering in and served the alcohol beverage directly to the non-member.
Okay.
That's the way I understand.
What is your, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, the bartender that was in question, what, any disciplinary action or
No longer.
what about the person that brings people in?
Trustee.
Yeah.
That was second note on that, no longer.
What's your understanding of the proper way to sell alcohol to a guest or a non-member?
I'm not really involved in that particular process, but my understanding is if it's a non-open night or guests that come in and be served at the bar, a member must sign them in directly into the book as guests and then handle any alcohol purchase on their behalf.
Oh, very good.
Is that correct?
Yes. And do you communicate that with your bartenders, your servers, your people that are working for you?
The trustees, not me.
Do you
As
feel,
far as I know. Yeah, we.
that was my follow-up.
We tightened that process.
How so?
Making sure that it's very well advertised when people come in that are not members first.
Okay.
And making sure that they do sign in, they don't attempt to get alcohol directly, and they're coming by diligent.
Do you utilize all your guest nights?
So
And when do you typically put them on?
on Fridays and Saturdays,
So they have guest nights every week, 2 days a week.
not 2 days a week, I don't think.
Oh,
It's really a lot of 6 or.
Oh, 7,
Yeah.
going at 7 or something
So,
for the whole month.
How many?
I'll make sure that from now on, they understand the club rules as far as the guests. When I started in 1990, it was 1 a month. Now I think it's like 7 a month.
Yeah.
It's gone up, it's come
Yeah.
down, it's.
Right.
And we do try.
So typically when they walk in, if it's not a guest name, it sounded like here they just walked in. Like no big deal. Let's just, we can skirt the rules.
Yeah, they didn't do it right.
The bartenders haven't always been diligent. And I think that's basically the club officers and so forth, the club haven't,
Yeah, I think that the trustee would be one that would be more responsible, you, because
they are.
now have they, in the past, I mean, it's, I know in this report, it sounded like there must have been some complaints. And, you know, from people doing this. I mean, have we had many violations in the past, the same, similar type of thing?
They were cited for the same in 2021 and 2018, and 2013.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a ongoing problem.
Change both trustees and bartenders quite frequently.
I have a question. Is your book readily accessible at the door or is it located someplace else?
It was at the door, prior to this, I believe, and then it's been moved directly to the bar. That way the bartender can make sure, because the bartender's the one that's consistently there.
Oh, okay. Not always someone at the door. Yeah.
And she wants to physically see the sign.
Can they have as many people as I mean, as many people can come in on guest night or day as
It's pretty open, I would assume.
Okay.
We wouldn't want it to be abused.
On guest day.
Well, I'm just wondering because I know it's,
Yeah.
well, like on that situation, they were asking them if they were in for a poker tournament. Is the poker tournament open to the public or is it just? So what happens if the poker people want to play poker and they want to drink?
Remember. Hitler.
So is that guest not day was that day, the poker? So you're gonna have people in there.
We typically try to have open nights on Friday nights. They do that only on Friday. Sometimes a little on Saturday night.
Sounds like a little flaw there.
Yeah, they've hired me now. I'll try to make sure that they utilize those guest nights up to the amount they're allowed, because they could obviously benefit from it.
Oh, yeah.
Typically, we would want to have any type of, poker or pool tournaments and so forth scheduled.
Yeah, that would make
And
sense.
they have a lot of still have single dances and that kind of stuff.
We have a lot of dancing.
I got you.
Yeah, but it seemed like, I mean, I know you got rid of the trustee, but I mean, more than there's one trustee that they should have known better, every single person in that place, that when they have a poker, they're having a poker tournament, there should be at the same time as they're having open guests. I mean, that's a no
Or
brainer.
even if we don't have an open night and a full tournament, she's been very diligent about making sure that everything is flowing. So
Okay.
they're doing a good job. Our new market.
I don't have any more questions.
Peter, anything else?
No.
Everyone,
I don't.
make a motion to approve.
I'll second that. Motion to approve is made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Motion carries 3-0.
All right.
All right. BC Lind Hospitality LLC, RH 82-30100. Catfish Willie's Seafood and Crab Shack, RR 82-34773.
Again, Scott Goodwill here with, Willie McKenzie, Catfish Willie. They had a violation, they were not going to, renew their license. And, they still have, I guess, some product on site. And one of your employees served, is that correct? And then we rectified that, and I got an update. So is that, kind of how it
Yeah,
happened?
a little bit. The timeline of the license expiring, you know, I've been doing it for 20 years, so it's the first time it's happened, but anyway. I thought it ended in January, but it ended in October. That's where the mix-up came in. So then, once they came in, I called him, and then, the server, she found out that her license was expired. So the next day, we paid for it, and we made her, you know, do these classes again, so we paid for it. So the next day that was fixed, and then I called Scott, so that's where we're at right now, we got all that taken care of. But it was a mishap on my part, because I thought it was in January, not October.
And when did this violation occur?
It was December 12th
Yeah,
of 25.
Yeah. He said, he came in.
You lucked out. 3 months with it.
Yeah, we didn't know, because we thought it was like in January, it ends in January, because I thought from year to year, when you pay it, it goes a whole year.
Tell us a little more about, he said that you were gonna let the permit expire, you were gonna get rid of the
Well, I
permit.
told him, I said, well, I'm thinking about, you know, because this year our lease is up, so I don't know what, you know. That didn't have anything to do with that. I just was like, you know, I was just like, yeah, I told him, I said, I don't even know if this year we're gonna continue going on with the restaurant this year. And that's why I was kind of explaining to him, kind of like throwing that out to him. But
right.
as far as my license, I still, it, from year to year, when you purchase a license, to me, in 20 years been doing this, it ends in, you buy it and in a year it's over. So you gotta renew it. So that's where the mix-up came in. So me and the officers were talking, and he was telling me like, no, I was like, no. So we were going back and looking at paperwork. He's like, so I was like, yeah, you're right. I was like, but that's weird. I was like, because I thought it was in January.
And this is a full license.
Right, well, two-way.
Oh,
License. And he also had a place what he probably happened, he had a place in Kentucky, and I think Kentucky works on it year to year, so he just made a mistake.
so you're keeping your license.
Yeah, we got it updated.
You got everything paid for. It's renewed for another, all this is gonna be good.
Like I said,
Scott?
we've never had any issues. We've been doing it for over 20 years. Like I told them, I was like, you know, hey, it'll be fixed. If you're right, I said, I'll call Scott, but they fit it'll be fixed.
What about the employee permit issues? You talked about the business license. How have you done that? How are you gonna make sure that everybody's up to date?
Oh, we've already done it. Like everybody in there, when the new hires, when we come in, we make them go ahead and take that class. Like there was another girl, she just came in, so she already did that class. So, they all have their license now, all of them. We keep them in little binders and they come in, they did that.
Okay.
Know what?
You said you keep the permits in a binder, you make a copy of it, like how do you? keep
Yeah,
it?
copy them. Well, they're all in a little beaded binder, like we have, like, and some of them have them on the phones too, where they can show them what they took the class and that.
It does say, how long have you been in business? How many years?
20 years.
Well,
In Owensboro.
Yeah,
And
he
over
was
here,
in
we
Kentucky.
moved from Owensboro.
Right.
Come here.
How
How
many
long
years
you been
been
here?
say about 7.
Something like that.
Same, you haven't been to the same location all that time, have you?
Yeah, they're on
Here.
You know, I know where it is.
Here, but in Owensboro.
No, that's what I meant here. I didn't realize you were on Virginia that one.
Yeah, it was the same location.
And this is the first violation you've ever received. Peter, any questions about this violation?
One thing, I used to do is I had all my servers put their license up on like a board, you know, a cork board. And that they can kind of check each other, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, nothing else to do, stand around a lot of times, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So, you know, and that binder is kind of out of sight, out of mind. You might think about that.
okay, so if they do come in, see them. Good idea. Yeah.
That's all I have.
Okay.
I have questions.
All right. One violation, I don't see any reason to do anything other than recommend renewal.
Second.
All in favor?
I,
Aye. Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you.
Oh, it's blowing up right now.
That's why I turned mine on.
I need to turn it on. DVN LLC, DL 82-31200.
This is a violation. I believe it was a officer, I believe it was a stack violation. This is the gentleman who actually made the sale.
Where's this for?
This is for DVN LLC on Washington. I believe it's 2508 Washington. Across from Taco John's, somewhere down close to there on Washington Avenue. 2508, listen to that.
508 Washington.
Yeah,
What is this?
grocery store, convenience store.
Is this on the corner?
No, it's not on the corner. They had a violation. This permit is actually already, I believe, Officer Lutz, it's already, I think it's waiting to be transferred to city gas, I believe. We had a transfer on file, but the violation has to be corrected before it'll transfer.
Okay.
And I've asked him to check everybody's ID. And he advised me that I think a few weeks ago, you had tobacco check.
Okay, so this was on December 12th of 2025. What, you're the one that sold it, but what's your name again? Sorry?
Michelle.
Okay, do you own it? Are you the manager? What's your position?
Like manager.
And who do you have with you over here?
He's gonna be one of the new owners.
Okay, you're who it's transferring to.
Right.
Okay. Well, it's kind of hard to ask someone who's not the owner of the location how they fix the issues. I guess, what can you tell us about what they've done proactively to fix the issues so that these guys are inheriting a good business?
Well, since he's been managing it since, I guess, when did you take over the manager? A year ago? Yeah. So since I've got involved, I've made him very clear to check everyone's IDs moving forward.
Okay, and this was not from a compliance check. This was from an investigation, like a field investigation. So one of the more random ones, right? So an alcohol compliance, just so you understand, an alcohol compliance check for your new owners even is where we come in and bring somebody to test whether you're gonna do it. This was not a testing situation. You guys weren't asking for a proper ID and you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Are you gonna continue to work for these guys as the manager of the store?
Well, he's actually gonna be the new owner.
Okay, you're gonna be the new owner.
Yeah, he's gonna be the new owner.
And these are just partners with
Yeah,
it.
yeah, partner with me.
So,
So-
okay, so,
Yeah,
so you're staying aboard, you're the one that did it. You understand, you gotta ask people for ID.
right.
Yes, sir.
Got that in your head.
Yes,
You understand that.
yes, sir.
Scott's told you about this.
Right.
You know, I mean, we,
Yeah.
we frown on it when stuff happens like this over and over again.
Right, but 2 weeks ago, the tobacco checking came and checked the ID and you don't have a sorry, I can give you. And the officer right there, watching me.
So he knows now to check everybody,
It's not worth it.
everybody,
Everybody.
not just 40 minutes.
It doesn't matter, it's like 50, 40 years.
It's not gonna be, it's not everyone need a business, but it has to be ID.
Until I'm not scan the ID, my computer POS is not let me go.
Okay, oh, say it again?
Until I'm not scan the ID, the POS is not let me go for the next customer.
Is that a new system or did you have that in place whenever this happened?
No, we put the new system on.
After this violation happened, you put a new system
No,
in?
before they have it.
So why didn't it work that time?
I don't.
He didn't
Well, you
check
should
the
know, you
ID.
just said it was you that sold it.
He didn't check the, you didn't check any ID, right? So from now on, you're gonna check.
Yeah, okay, so it really doesn't matter if yeah. I thought you were trying to tell me that you can't. They can't bring it up.
He messed up.
Did you have any violations before this as a business? I'm not seeing anything in the notes. There's.
What about him
stuff.
personally? Did he ever pay in the past?
Me? No.
Not aware of it.
I have a question. Can those systems be set up to where when alcohol is purchased, that you do have to scan it before you can go on with your transaction?
Yes, sir. I have to scan the ID before I go to the transaction.
Okay, so yeah, that would be a good way to have it set up.
Yes.
That's all.
You came in after the fact?
I came in under city gas, which I think city gas was that January? The hearing we had for it.
Okay, grief, man.
He's had a few since Scott. I mean, yeah, I know you only got one person to worry about.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it is.
I just hope that you understand that this has got to be, check everybody.
Yes, sir.
How much kind of fine did they pay?
What'd you pay for a fine?
500 and 1,000,
Yeah.
So 1,500 total?
Yeah.
15.
Yeah, I was gonna say, usually settle them.
Yeah.
It was 1,000.
Yeah, that's not worth it.
Yeah. And the possibility of losing his license, I'm gonna make it very clear to him moving forward, he can't do it again.
Okay. You guys have only had one other violation at this location. It looks like it was for full beer sales, which is not related to this.
Okay.
It's transferring. You're going from the guy that runs it to the guy that owns it, so. Heed that warning. Make a motion to approve.
All right, that's second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Naya Properties, DL 82-30705.
That a violation.
It is.
I'll let Sonny know. Is that Broadway? I think it is.
That is 2916 Broadway. So continue.
Yeah.
Co-op Liquor Co-op, DL 82-29981.
Okay, Co-op Liquor against Scott Bidwell. I'm here with, Robin. What's your title there?
I'm manager of our Covered Avenue store.
Can you explain the violation? You got charged with loitering. Okay, there. Was this a situation where the clerk did not ask for any ID for a specific period of time, let the minor roam around inside?
Yes,
Where's this at?
Riverside.
Riverside Drive.
What's the address?
41.
1222 East Riverside Drive.
The big liquor locker, that's the
Yeah, I know.
biggest one.
I remember it.
Well, okay, so the youth came up and tried to purchase something and you asked for ID at that point? Is that,
I'm not familiar with the situation. My general manager is out sick today. She sent.
She's
me
got the
here
flu.
to speak on our behalf and to let you all know what we have implemented in regards to the situation and how.
So from what I understand, they had a tobacco, apparently a tobacco.
It was a tobacco compliance. check.
Yeah, and the minor loitered in there longer than he should have been in there. They let him stay and didn't check for any identification, of course, because he sold the tobacco to a juvenile. But I've encouraged them moving forward that when somebody walks in the door, they are to check them right away. Don't let them
How
walk
was
in
it?
inside.
How was it?
20?
Since then,
19.
on every
19.
door, we have posted that we reserve the right to check their ID upon entering at any time. And our employees have been told that if they do not look at age, you ID them immediately. Same standards as if you are, when they get to your counter and you ID them, if they are not 25 or above, if they do not have a second form of ID, they are to be sent away without a purchase of any item as well. We've also implemented a course that is to be taken by every one of our employees, current and new hires, that teaches the importance of selling properly and to make sure that this no longer happens.
Been in a lot of liquor stores, doing a lot of compliance checks over 20 years. Do you think this is actually gonna happen? You think people are gonna ask for ID whenever they come in?
I can reassure you at the Covert Avenue store, it has
How many
happened.
employees are there at one time?
How many employees?
How many people will be employed working at the same time?
At the same time, we try for a minimum of 2.
So how is one person gonna, if it's a minimum of 2, but if there was only one, and that one person has got 3 or 4 people in line and someone comes in, how are you gonna check that ID?
Not always possible, 100% agree.
Yeah.
But the effort to make sure to keep your eye on the door and say, hey, you don't look like you're, 25, 30 years old. I need to see your ID has been bestowed into all of their hands.
And they've
I
been
think
there,
that-
how long have they been there? Like 6, 7 years?
Oh, they've been there longer than that.
Have they been here?
Yeah. Yeah, I think the important thing that I'm gonna stress to them is that they just can't let people hang out in there. I don't know if there's a time in there, how long that person was in, does it say? But yeah, I mean, they need to do a better job of, if they see somebody that looks young, hopefully they got enough staffing, hopefully.
Yeah, I think that's a key right there, is to make sure they got enough staff in there.
Well, and
Because
then
that's a busy location right there.
the sub issue is that tobacco was sold to someone that wasn't old enough to buy it.
Right.
And if the employee had done their job in the first place and asked for ID,
And how old do
you
you have to be
probably
to-
don't get a citation
Right.
for loitering.
Hey, how old do you have to be to buy tobacco?
21,
21?
yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, the greater part of that, like, is that going to happen on a practical scale? Probably not as much as what you would want to, but the greater message is tobacco products and alcohol products, ID has to be checked.
Every time.
Yeah.
And our company policy is that you check it every time. With this young man, this was his first violation. He was suspended, and he does know that if it happens again, he will no longer have a job.
How do you think he isn't checking that? Do you know?
Or notice, pretty dang good.
Yeah, a lot better than the other before. Other issues here?
I don't.
No, should do approve.
I'll go ahead and say.
Motion approved, made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Someplace else LLC, RR 8202-133. Gosh, it's one you don't have. Sorry, what's your name again?
Belinda Brackel.
All right, Belinda. This violation occurred on May 9th, 2025, 7:12 PM, 930 Main Street, and this is for failure to photograph each adult entertainer who auditions. Tell us about that.
We're missing some photos.
How many photos are you missing exactly?
Like it was 20.
I don't remember seeing it, or I didn't see it on citation.
I think that,
Yeah, 20 to 25 adult entertainers that were missing photographs.
yeah.
of their films.
And you only had 4 that you had photographs, is that correct? So basically, everyone is.
Yeah, everybody.
I mean, that, you know, and I think, is it not, they gave him a chance to go back, right?
Correct, yes.
And that was the correct, after you thought you corrected, you only had 4.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys were given,
You did,
you were given a warning in 3 months to fix it.
yeah,
They book all the entertainment, so it's their responsibility to take pictures, but again, my fault for not following up. So I bought a camera, so we just take pictures in-house now and attach it to the forms. And then I check them, weekly.
so if they walked in today, you would have all of them?
Yeah,
How often do you guys change entertainment? Like, 20 to 25 is kind of a surprising number.
that was probably over the last couple of years. So we probably get maybe one new entertainer every weekend. A lot of them will repeat.
So I mean, so anytime they have an entertainment, even if they're just auditioning, they have to take a photo. They have to keep that photo on file for how long?
That's a good question. Honestly, I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know how long it goes.
Pictures.
yeah. So, and then from now on, you know that you gotta keep up on all this, the serious matter.
That's why I purchased a camera, correct? Yeah. So they can do it in-house.
Does everyone, the entertainment guy know what to do now?
There's 4 of them. Yes,
There's 4 guys in charge of hiring people?
there's 4 different show directors,
Why so many?
What?
Why so many?
one for each night.
I'm speaking of at a pure ignorance here on this one.
Huh?
How you book talent and how many days a week? I said, I'm talking out of pure ignorance on,
Yeah,
on how that operates.
do it 4 days a week.
They don't have any other kind of violations or anything like
I
that.
think they did it a few years ago.
I kind of remember something, but that was,
Take a permit.
And they got a notice of warning for nude dancing. It's not cited here as them having violations, but I can remember some of the past.
yeah. I remember
It's been a hot minute though.
Yeah. So I just want to make sure I got this clear to everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. Just to make it thing, you had 3 months to get it corrected,
Yes,
poor job of getting it corrected,
correct.
but now you're telling me it is totally corrected.
Yeah, I've been checking it, which I should have to begin with.
So we will never see you on this again, on this. Well, if
Say
you,
no, I mean, I got fined $500, so.
yeah, but if you're taking pictures of every single one, you should say.
Yeah.
"Nope, not gonna see it."
Yeah, follow up with all of them
Okay.
to make sure they're doing it, and I check the folder to make sure everything's completed. So,
I don't
Question, when you take the pictures,
Yes.
are you printing them out or they just stay in the camera?
it's an instant camera.
It's an instant camera, okay.
Then attach it to the,
Okay, that
Yeah.
was my question, because my next question was gonna be if it was just on a digital and like everything else, if you had a fluke and it disappeared, you know what I mean?
so initially, the entertainer was responsible for bringing in their photos. And so they weren't doing that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Peter, any feelings on this one?
No, I think she's gonna do better.
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
All right.
Let's see. What I had. Casey Jackson, LLC, RR 8241466.
You got it, right there. Yeah. Casey.
Again, Scott Manuel here with, Casey Jackson LLC. Here on the violation, public nuisance charge, they did pay $1,000 fine. We had a lot of discussions with the, ATC prosecutor, also with, some of the excise officers, that locally work around here. I believe they're district commander and a couple of the local officers that work in this area. We obviously, and Casey's been there since 2010. He's had, I believe, a very good record. This is really the first violation that I believe he's had. since he's been there. And I believe he's been under, it's always been the Timeout Lounge,
Yes.
but it's been under a few different, LLCs. I think he started out. Well, LLCs, Frankenstein's was and for the liquor permit. Timeout Lounge was the DBA on.
Right, because Han had it before.
But
Gene had it when he
Gene
died.
had it, and he bought it out.
right, that's correct.
Yeah. And that's been long time.
We moved it temporarily to do a co-op.
His brother was
Moved it
in
back
charge of
as
it.
well.
Right. It was under Frankenstein's before we transferred it to Mason Dance.
What happened here?
Or
What happened?
I'll let them explain a little bit about the violation and then how we corrected it with the corrective action plan.
We were having, a lot of issues with people congregating in our parking lot. So we would, obviously call the police. That was the major part of our violation was how many police runs that we had. I think it was 138 stat. And in a certain period of time. We also asked them to go back and look at the police records of, we called police that many times for people loitering and trespassing in our parking lot. There was 0 arrests. They would come and just drive around, tell them to leave, and they would come back issue. Since then, we took it upon ourselves to hire real off-duty police officers to, work at night off duty, and they help clear the lot. If people start congregating, they go out there and tell them to leave. We've registered with,
When did that start?
Indiana for a no trespassing.
When did that start?
Last summer is when it.
So this violation is what, Scott? What is the violation?
Public nuisance.
So it's a public nuisance. Where what was the violation at? What part? I mean,
Parking.
no, I know, but that means nothing because that parking lot is where? No, I'm not talking about. Was it on when you're walking in on your side or was it over
The parking lot.
anywhere in the parking lot?
So statute states if a licensed premise becomes a public nuisance, or the licensed premise becomes the scene of acts or conduct which are prohibited by the Indiana Penal Code or by criminal laws of the US, the premise shall be subject to the sanctions specified. So the argument that it happened in the parking lot, therefore we are not liable for the actions in the parking lot.
So I'm just asking a quick question. So if somebody was down on, by the Goodwill parking there, and there was a thing, would they be responsible for that since it's the same parking lot?
That's
In relation to it.
so.
That's what I'm asking.
Well, I think the problem with the things that are cited here is that the majority of these criminal acts are in some way, shape, or form originating inside the premise. And
Yeah.
what is typical of this sort of violation is that there is a problem inside, be it the service of alcohol at the time of night, criminal conduct, whatever. It's pushed out of the premise. And the reason for the statute is that once a permittee pushes it out of the premise, then their argument is, well, it's no longer inside, it's no longer our responsibility, though they are in some way, shape, or form the cause or root cause of the issue here. And we look at the type of charges that are here. We're not talking about just failing to clear parking lot, right? We're talking criminal trespass, battery with bodily injury, battery resulting in moderate bodily injury, battery committed with a deadly weapon, public intoxication, disorderly conduct resisting law enforcement, battery against a public safety official, controlled substance possession.
Go back to that one about the public official. What is this?
That would be battery on a police officer or some other public official. So you were right, and the number and the frequency of calls, and this was over the period of a year,
A lot of
from
those,
March of 24 to March of
one
25.
specific night, the city of Evansville allowed a group of people from out of town, there's a promoter from Louisville, to rent Roberts Park. The party got out of hand. They went out there, pushed them all out. 10 minutes later, there's 800 people fighting, drinking, trashing our parking lot. We call, we're not saying there hasn't been problems from our establishment.
What day was this? What day?
I
Just a rough guess.
It was-
Month, week, and year.
beginning of the summer. It was about over a year ago, I believe. It's not just with us. The same group has been, kicked off of Lawndale's parking lot for loitering. A lot of them are people that we don't allow entry into our establishment, whether it be for dress code or, we see them drinking out in the parking lot and then we don't allow them to come in. for already being intoxicated.
Yeah.
So the one thing that really stands out to me, and I don't know how many calls are on an Evansville PD call sheet, how long that actually looks like, but when they printed out the calls for service at your location, it was 39 pages long.
Right, and a lot of that is out near Raven Tire. People it's a 36 acre parking lot. I mean, we've had some issues, but we have taken it upon ourselves. We've got a director of security that runs security for all of our locations. We've got several in uniform off-duty officers working on the weekends now. We've spent a lot of money coming up with these.
Well, how would that compare to, I'm just curious, how would that compare to like a Franklin Street with more than one establishment, but they all might share similar parking? How does that compare? I mean, because, you would think,
Trying to think offhand of a public nuisance violation that's come from Franklin Street. I think there's been one.
see, I mean, that is a little concerning, I mean, that, what are you gonna say something, Scott?
No, go ahead.
I mean, a little concerning is that you have Franklin Street, which
Yeah, we're involved.
you're involved in that. And there's not as many violations that are people calling in, for police there, and it has more than one establishment. But people share the same, they park in the same, similar
And
thing.
it
You would think that the people, when they would call in, it would, the same thing. Now, granted, it's a different area. But it's just 39 seems a lot.
Yeah, and I'll say this as well, on the Franklin Street. You've got a lot of smaller parking lots over here,
No, I know.
over there, mainly behind the buildings. So that kind of makes it a lot harder for one great big group to loiter.
Right.
I mean, we took screenshots of groups in Evansville, Thornton's parking lot takeover, and they all show up there, they get ran off. A lot of times they end up at Timeout's parking lot, and, we even got to the point where it was like, we just need to hire people just to watch the parking lot, because if we do call 911, when we see something going on way out there, it's going on us. Or if something does happen in the parking lot, they're not saying, hey, we're at Washington Square Mall, it's at Timeout Lounge parking lot.
Now, is there, I can't think of, just in pop real quick.
Definitely a tough situation.
Scott or Brad, you might know. Over North Park, do they have any
They don't
nightclubs
really
there?
have any nightclubs anymore like they used to at North Park.
Yeah,
They used to years ago.
Right, I'm just wondering, because it would be a similar type of situation there. I mean, I bet back in the 70s, I mean, they had just people cruising, same similar.
They want to go on board where there's people at.
Right.
Our places, fortunately.
And it is, honestly, I made a comment on it just this week when I drove by. I said, gosh, are these guys spread out this far? Because it seemed to me that they're just driving by there, because I picked up something along John Silver's. I cut through the parking lot and noticed that it seemed like, and it was not even that they were way out here, like in,
During COVID, live music, basically a live music venue, that we have been forever.
yeah,
Old rock and roll bands, and more of a mature crowd. During COVID, the live music went away. We couldn't. Live music was not existent, and it still hasn't made a comeback yet. So we went to karaoke and DJ music, and the people that were coming in, there was kind of a transition, and the atmosphere was a little different. And after 1:30 in the morning, it started getting rough, and we had to hire EPD and what so have you. And when the live music is starting to make a comeback, we've been booking bands. So people would come in and dance, whatever. But I think that what we do in the bar depicts what kind of crowd that is going to come in.
yeah.
What do you mean by that?
If you have a DJ, you're gonna get a little bit in front of a crowd.
I can't answer that because I'm 60 years old. I'm not.
No, it's not a like gotcha kind of question.
No, I do
mean,
think that's true. I think if you have a certain type of, if you have live music, you're gonna get a different crowd than.
It's the live music people come in.
So you're saying that you invite a more rough crowd in by having
No,
live
I
music?
think that I think that people that come to see the bands want to see the live music. That's what they come there for. With the other karaoke or any kind of DJ music, and no matter what kind of music it is, it's party time.
Yeah,
And that, I'm just from being in the business, I've noticed.
I would think there'd be less of a problem when they have live music, because they're actually there for the music. Mike, how many calls do they have for the actual inside?
Well, that's where I was going next. So if you go back to like June 30th of 2024, these are spelled out in the report as notable incidents, not all of the incidents, but notable ones. So there is a call for a fight involving injuries where a person was charged with battery and disorderly conduct. Location occurred at the premise, not the parking lot, at the premise. August 4th of 2024, call of a disturbance, disorderly conduct occurred at the premise. April the 24th, or August 24th rather, criminal recklessness with a deadly weapon, battery with serious bodily injury, public intox, disorderly conduct. This one was in the parking lot. December 28th of 2024, mind you, this is 2:50 a.m., right? The last one occurred 3:06 a.m. One before that, 12:07 a.m. The first one between 2 and 3 a.m. Fight in progress. Let's see. Resisting law enforcement, disorderly conduct, public intoxication, refusal by non-firefighter to leave an emergency incident area. That means somebody wouldn't get the crap out when they were told to leave. This took place inside the premise.
What time was that?
This was at 2:50 a.m. 1:20 of 05, 2:19 a.m. Person with a gun occurred inside the premise. Criminal recklessness with a deadly weapon. 29th of January 2025, 3:30 in the morning, possession of cocaine occurred in the premise.
We're got everyone out of there by then.
Well, I don't know if that would be lying though, but
Oh, no, that's the greatest argument I would make
I
in
know.
that particular case. We got everybody out of there by and it's not the highest level of legal offense.
I mean, by 2:45, 2:50 a.m., it's staff only. I mean, we have EPD officers that clear our building. I've never heard of something.
Scott, you were gonna
that
say
would have
something.
been a staff member.
Scott's been trying to talk for
I
like.
know, and
I've been nice. So one of the things we came up with, and we agreed that there were some problems. That's why we met with the prosecutor, excise commander, and I think since we met with them, things have gotten better. And some of those things that Brad brings up are valid timing. One of the things that I recommended, I think you probably have this, I think we've shortened our times when we're open now. So a lot of the stuff, hopefully, as we move forward, we're not gonna have those 2:30 and 3 o'clock violations because they're closing earlier.
what time are they closing?
What time?
And
We're doing last call earlier and they're going out 30.
What's that mean? Oh, just 30 minutes?
Yeah, which takes it 30 minutes back.
Yeah.
They're doing last call at 2:45 a.m. and pushing everyone out. We're doing it at 2:15 and, giving ourselves time to get everyone.
Do we show any, I mean, either Brad or Scott, from your guys' experience that closing 30 minutes is gonna make a difference?
There's no evidence that.
I mean,
We've
you know,
also hired more off-duty police
well,
officers.
that I can understand. I can agree. Yeah, that can't hurt.
just so the board members are clear, if you don't mind, I think it's important that they hear what they're doing now from when these.
When did this start?
By all means.
6 months ago.
Yeah, about 6 months ago. Can you, I think you guys should be the ones.
This started 6 months ago?
Right, when we sat with the.
Several meetings that have.
Okay.
continued.
Yeah, okay,
We set with excise at the end of last summer.
okay.
Out on Timeout's patio.
Right, just go ahead.
We all-
Oh, I'm curious.
Now the last call policy at 2:15 a.m. At 2 a.m., no new customers are allowed through the front door onto the premises. Casey's Timeout Lounge utilizes security officers 7 days a week, 1 security guard on Monday, Wednesday, 2 security guards on Thursday, 3 guards on Friday through Sunday. And we're also using uniformed off-duty as a police department officers on patrol inside and in the parking lot. 1 EPD officer on Thursday, 2 Friday and Saturday, 1 on Sunday. Timeout Lounge has always maintained open lines of communication with the Indiana State Excise Police and Evansville EPD concerning the operation of its business and will continue to do so. Members of KC staff have recently met with Indiana Excise personnel to discuss way to alleviate any problems at the premises. Front entrance of the business is manned by security to check identification of the customers entering the premises. Must be 21 to enter. All customers entering the business are checked for identification. Customers receive a pat down upon entering the business. No backpacks of any kind are allowed. No large purses are allowed inside the business. Anyone that leaves the business is checked in the same way as above when they return. In addition to these measures, Timeout Lounge regularly evaluates and updates its security protocols to adapt to emerging trends and ensure the safety of both patrons and staff. Management meets with security personnel to review incident reports and discuss strategies for preventing issues before they arise. These proactive steps reflect Casey's Timeout Lounge commitment to maintaining a secure and welcoming environment for all ages. All bartenders and servers have been trained, have their ATC employee permits, and serve safe training certifications. Those documents are maintained on site. The management regularly reminds its staff to be vigilant concerning responsible alcohol beverages, services requirements, and responsibilities. This occurs on a nightly basis. Additional training will also be provided periodically to retired excise police officer and current consultant Scott Bedwell. Staff and security are reminded not to admit anyone in the business that shows up intoxicated. Customers have been turned away at the door. There are cameras installed both in the business to monitor customers and outside the premises to monitor the parking lot and outside area. There's a total of 34 cameras being utilized inside and outside the bar. At the end of the night, all security personnel and off-duty EPD officers are utilized to clear customers from the parking lot and surrounding area. Casey's Timeout Lounge has also filed no trespass paperwork with EPD to enforce a no loitering policy. The DJ has been constructed to change music to classic rock and top 40 and slow things down starting at 1 a.m.
And that's how many months ago was this?
I was around 6 months.
Have we had, do you have any idea how many calls they have since then? Just curious.
EPD calls, no, I wouldn't know without like physically going to EPD.
Scott, you know?
As far as I know, and I have lunch with the chief of police, I haven't heard any complaints. I mean, I'm more willing to ask him, but I haven't heard any complaints or issues since I think have started to get ahead of it.
Okay.
Since we met with, and we had good conversations with excise police and their commander and the ATC prosecutor to try to keep this from happening in the future.
Right. I mean, Brett, what else could they do? I'm just curious. I mean, what would be a suggestion? This is not, I drive by there every day, so.
How well are you posted for, loitering stuff with signs?
As of now, we've just filed with EPD to make it a no trespass.
The whole parking lot?
Well, that's it.
That's
It's not,
the
so-
current owner of
Yeah.
Washington Square Mall.
No,
will
he's
not
in New-
let us
yeah,
post
'cause it's in
anything
New
out in the
York.
park.
Will they allow you to, most of those businesses aren't open the main hours that you are open, right?
Correct.
Would they allow you to at least put temporary barricades to limit where people could come in?
Yeah, you gotta know the owner of the place. The owner.
It's 36 acres that has
These-
parking all the way around.
Right.
I mean, that would, we would shut the business down. We would never be able to afford someone to man
Yeah.
every way in and out.
Right, I was just talking about particularly in your front area.
And how many people working a lot now? You said police officer working a lot?
We got, and you know, we staff accordingly to the events we have, but we'll have two
Are these,
off-duty officers and 3 to 5 security.
are they gonna be in uniform?
Yes,
Will they be in their,
some of
Police
them
car?
do have a police car.
I personally talked to Mike Rose. He works it every weekend. He drives his SUV around with the lights on it and runs people out. He won't let them stay there and talk.
that makes a big difference too, I think.
I stay in contact with him.
Yeah.
every
We have them parked, if they are in a police cruiser, we have them pulled right up on the sidewalk to where you have to walk through the gate and a cop car to even get in front of it.
Have you guys ever noticed how frequently you will go through your parking lot and look and say, we don't even sell that? You know, do you have
Yeah.
that? you know, where people actually just gathering there.
All over out there.
Not
Yeah.
lately, but
I mean, that shows a trend of people sitting there and causing disturbance and drinking their own product.
When
you
that
know.
happens, we call 911 and say, hey, these patrons are not patrons of ours, they're loitering in our parking lots. Usually you'll see a cop car run through and
Yeah.
they'll talk to them, they'll leave.
So the owner, Joe, he will allow you to do it at a certain places, but trespassing?
I was there observing one night, Mike Rose was driving around with his SUV, he's EPD, he's an officer, and he works for us every weekend. And, there were some girls that got out of their car, but they were standing there, they had their purses and everything, and I saw and witnessed him pull up, rolled his window down, you all need to go in or leave the parking lot. And then they both said, we're waiting for our friends. They said, you go in and wait for them inside. You can't stay out in the parking lot. And they went inside. So I think he's doing a really good job.
I mean, that to me sounds like the sort of thing that needs to be happening.
Yeah.
My observation is there is nothing good that's happening between 1 and 3:30 in the morning. And to say that we're cutting it off from 2:45 to 2:15, that's 6 in one, half dozen in the
I
other.
was sitting in my car. He didn't know I was even.
No, I'm just saying, like, we're taking, if you say, we're taking a list of proactive steps, what can we do that's possibly good? I would say that 100%. The cutting it off by 30 minutes, that moves the needle zero.
Yeah,
None whatsoever.
I kind of agree with Brad on that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think it does make a little bit of thing, but then they just might go outside and boom, boom, boom. But by having police officers on duty, off duty, but in uniform, boom, like that, people are going to sooner or later decide, let's not go here afterwards, let's get out of here.
The reason we did it at 30 minutes early is that we were getting a lot of people coming at 2:30,
Oh,
right before last call. I thought they would,
Wait for us to disperse
Yeah.
people.
and they like to wait out in the parking lot because they know we're getting ready to run.
And they might already be intoxicated.
well, it could be workers from other places, it could, they have to go to the markets.
So
The vodka bottles, the
Right.
plastic, the pint bottles that we
Exactly.
find out in the parking lot.
in your list, you talk about the procedures to get inside and what's happening there. Like you said, if you leave to go out to your car for something, you come back in,
You have to-
you go through the same procedure as you would to get back in, which I think is a good and
We make-
proactive step.
we can Prevent that, we make you pay again. If you leave, you have to pay, you don't get.
Okay, so there is no incentive to go back out to your car, or at least it's gonna cost you
Oh,
money.
I gotta go get my coder, I gotta go out, I left my phone out there, or something. It's always something, and we cut.
So we've heard a lot about what's happening in the parking lot. I guess I want to hear more about what you're doing to stop what's happening on the inside. Now, security guards, I've seen a lot of security guards, and we can say we've got 50 security guards, but if they're not worth a dime a dozen, then it doesn't matter how many we have.
Stay on top of it, it's tough, to, I know, we're
Yeah.
thinking the same thing, they flirt with the girls, they're
Right.
not paying attention. We stay on top of it, and if we see that, we got cameras, we watch from our house sometimes, and we have to call Tamara at timeout, the manager, to say, hey, Roy over there,
Now, do you have police officer on duty inside?
Roy's been on his phone for 20 minutes, and I understand.
And you have an officer also at the door?
Yes,
So one inside and one in the parking lot?
yes, they're keeping an eye on the front door, the parking lot. They'll roam the inside of the building. They've got walkie-talkies. We've got state-of-the-art walkie-talkies so they can get each other at a very long distance. If things do start getting bad, they'll get their patrol car. With there being so many other police officers on the east side too, we do have officers that these guys can reach out to, that'll be on-duty officers that'll come and clear the line into the night and help them out.
And so that this crowd is not all bad. There's just a few bad apples that runs it for that crowd.
Yeah. How do you document your bad guys? That's a hard nut to crack too. If you're not having some way, because you have different door guys at different hours, and he didn't know that this guy's been barred.
If we bar someone, it goes through a bar ban with Evansville Police Department. They get their ID, they tell them how long they're barred for, or when they can,
But you don't have your own in-house bar where you can.
Yes, we get pictures of their identifications for security. Mike Rayleigh, who runs security for Ford Center, runs security for all of our establishments as well. He's very hands-on. they'll get pictures of their IDs, they will send them to, a lot of times if somebody screws up real bad, they're getting barred from, Marina Point. So he'll send that in a database to all his guys.
So that sheet's at the door, or how do you do that?
That, I would have to bring Mike down to answer that, but
Okay,
I see a lot through technology
Yeah.
where they're,
yeah,
hey, this guy, this is date of birth. Here's a picture of his ID. He's barred from each establishment. Usually when we bar someone, it's someone that has caused trouble in the
Yeah,
past
yeah.
and everyone knows who
yeah.
they are to begin
Yeah.
with, but they're very vocal with each other.
So what are we trying to accomplish today? Oh, it's not a renewal thing, right?
What do you mean?
I mean, he's not up for renewal right now.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is for up.
this is for the renewal.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was for a violation.
Well,
Well, yes,
renewal with bias.
yes.
Oh, it's a combination.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
it's like you've done this before.
You know, I did. I just, there's a big difference here now, guys.
Yeah, we've been putting a lot of time, we've been working on this for quite some time now, and I think we've got it lit. You know,
Problem
we
is,
deal with it when we can, but I think
I know.
most of it's in the hands of the whole.
I know, but I
Just say one
For
more
18
thing.
years.
Yeah, if I could just say one thing. For 17 years, this guy has operated that business
absolutely.
and he's had one problem and we acknowledge that. And we're trying to fix it. And I think since we met with excise, ATC prosecutor, they're trying to get ahead of it so they don't have problems in the future.
We've hired an attorney as well to find out how we can address patrons coming into the door, whether to not let them in or not, getting advice from Mark Phillips. He was at our meeting with Indiana Excise as well.
So there's not any, issues with banning somebody and then
Yeah,
they,
And
Yeah, I'm clear on that.
what you said earlier about the bad apples, hopefully, Evans was only so big, once we get rid of those bad apples,
Right,
and that's what we've been trying to do.
yeah, but it's a hard job documenting and having that ready available for that next guy who hasn't worked in 2 weeks. That needs to be right there, you know what I'm saying? So they'll know who the bad guys are.
Yeah, you can also scan people's IDs
Mhm.
into a system. Do that.
Right,
When you
right.
scan it again, it will alert.
It alerts,
That's
yeah.
probably the easiest
If
way.
somehow-
Yeah.
Do you have that system?
We're working on getting a scanner system.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be
Yeah.
that would be a helpful system.
Yeah,
Just because the reason I say it's not that you're still not gonna have trouble, but what's gonna happen is the ones that cause trouble, they're gonna say, why, it's like, why would I go here when I might as well just go somewhere that doesn't
Right.
have it?
Yeah.
You know, it's just kind of like,
At Time Out Lounge, our bartenders have been with us a long time, and a lot of them,
I mean, I'd be
They-
thinking for
they-
my employees.
if somebody slips by somehow, bartenders are always on top of it too.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
isn't this guy barred? You'll tell the
Yeah.
cops or security.
yeah. It's gonna move things along too, because that's gonna tell you if somebody's 21 as well, right?
Right, we have 6 locations. And, this isn't a party for us, this is our livelihood. We've employed some people, a lot of our managers have been with us for 12, 14, 15 years. We do take it very seriously. When this started happening, same thing happened at Marina Point a few years ago. And we hired lawman security. We had an issue where kind of part of our parking lot was in Kentucky. We went as far as hiring Kentucky police officers to come. I had conservation officer working out there. And, and a lot of that was, we had that big empty parking lot behind the building. And people would just come there to the parking lot pimp, with their low riders and their music blaring. And, until we figured out, okay, we need to get Henderson involved in this. The only way Henderson would get involved is if we had a conservation officer. It was a long, drawn out ordeal, cost us a lot of money. We nipped it in the butt and,
So everything that I've heard, like, there are some things you guys are doing, I think are good, things that need to happen. I think the problem that I've got with it is that everything that you guys are doing is reactionary. Like you just said, we had this problem at Marina Point, and then there's a full year where this stuff is
we
happening.
fixed it on our own.
We fixed it on our own.
No, I know. But I mean, like, had excise not come along and looked at Evansville PD call history, received complaints about this sort of stuff, would it still be happening? Would you have taken action to it? Having 6 places, you guys make,
Nipped it in the butt before it ever got.
You guys make a bunch of money. Your business is very profitable.
3 of them are in the day.
You do well. Okay. If I know I've got a business that is my livelihood, why is everything reactionary?
We're trying as hard, we're doing a lot. Scott, I meet with our security every week. I can give you my phone right now. You can look through me and Mike's messages. I mean, it's, what can we do to make things better? You know, every weekend, hey, how did buds do? How was timeout? Were there any issues? Were there any big issues? When did we start getting busy? You know, did we have an undesirable crowd? I mean, we're take a lot of,
And when did that start?
we've always. We've always,
For instance, Saturday night, Mike Rayleigh called me, I don't know, but it's 5 or 6 a.m. because I wait till everything's.
I'm not from here. These names don't mean anything
Mike
to
Rayleigh
me.
runs our security. He said,
Mike should be here.
he should have been here. He runs the Ford Center of Security too.
Okay.
And he called me at 1:25 in the morning Saturday and said, hey, security just texted, he showed me the text, said, hey, they're starting to pile in the parking lot. I might need some help over here. He goes, what do you want me to do? I was like, just, you know what? Call last call at 1:30 and shut down at 2. So we usually do 2:30 and 3.
Okay.
And we shut it down before it got started. I mean,
next weekend.
yeah, next day we added cops for the next weekend just in
Okay.
case.
And this is the sort of thing, this is the message here in asking you this. It's not to sit here and just poke at you and be like, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do this? You're far better off taking a proactive nature to stop problems before they start than what you are waiting for them to be reactionary. And maybe you're doing that. I don't know. I'm not in your phones. I have no idea what kind of conversations you guys have.
You're correct, and that's what we've been trying to do. We didn't do it in the past. I agree.
Well, one thing I hope for,
We didn't
and I
have
know,
to.
and
We didn't have to.
I know you guys have been around a long time. And a long time at that location, a long time before that, it was somewhere else. You know, I mean, and people go there and stuff like that, but you know, I think the most people want to go, they want to have fun, but they also want to feel safe. You know, not just in the building,
I just think.
but they want to feel safe when they go back to their cars. And I think hopefully what you're doing is going to make everyone safe, and it also make the neighborhood safe. You know, I mean, like you said, I think the key is if you have a police officer out there, is to get those people out of there. And I know that, like you said, the parking lot's huge. I mean, people can park on the other side and walk all the way across if they wanted to.
Most of our businesses were buds and we didn't want that to happen at buds, so we built up everything. It's just that timeout and corner pocket doesn't have the money coming in to pay. We would go in the hole, so we've got to have a strategy, and then when we're not busy at the marina, then we can send police to them and we kind of rotate everything.
Can someone park, can they walk through the mall? I can't.
They lock the mall doors. at
Okay.
8 PM.
All right, I couldn't remember if they could walk and park from the thing. I mean,
My son turned 21. He's working at Bud's. He stocks the coolers, takes the trash out, starts way down. He talks to the college girls go there late at night on Friday and Saturday night. And he said they like coming to Bud's. I'm not trying to smooth things, but he said they like coming to Bud's because they know they're safe. There's cop cars on the sidewalk and there's always cops at the door walking around the parking lot. You know, we try to make it as safe. We want that. We want that reaction.
well, I think that's a key right there. I think most people, I go back to where I was saying, if they see a police officer and they're not just gonna hang out, because then they know something's gonna happen. So they'll move, why go here when they can go just wherever and hang out somewhere else? So the key is to have that presence, I think, more often. And it sounds like you're doing that.
Well, we
It's just,
charge to pay for the police and the security. We charge at the door to pay for that.
yeah,
If we don't have the customers coming in, then we don't need the police. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Then no
I know.
one's there to do. So it kind of works out. If we're doing a good crowd and we're making money, then we hire more cops and we hire more security. So.
Peter, any more questions on this?
I don't have any questions.
I don't think so. Only one thing that went through my mind is, lighting always helps too. You know, the brighter you can make it, you know.
That's a good question. That's a good question. We lit up Washington Square parking lot at a time where those lights were down for a while.
Yeah, that was,
Back up.
that was a
They're
couple
all
of years,
split
that
up
was a couple
now.
of years ago.
And,
They've started cleaning them all up, but then.
Yeah, I think, I agree with him, and I know that's not,
no, that is.
you can't
important, and I think
necessarily get
We
that.
had floodlights behind buds.
Yeah,
last
but
couple-
you,
In the pocket we put.
Yeah.
we put up
I think to make
lights.
sure, I think with
And
more
I feel the
cameras,
Same way, we had split up to where the.
if people think that they're gonna be caught on camera, then.
It really helps.
We just got new cameras, an upgrade on cameras. We got 34 at timeout, 36 at buds.
And the EPD
16
even said, hey,
corner
we
pocket.
didn't like this parking lot up, we can't see over there in the corners and stuff, so we lit it all up.
Floor is open for conversation. or-
Well, I am concerned about everything. I mean,
I think that we could get that information for you. I think that when
What information?
the time between we got the violation till now, at.
Oh, the runs.
If we could see that, I think you would be happy.
well, I'm assuming you're telling me the truth, so, on that part right there, so I would assume if it's down, it's probably down, but. And that could be from all the stuff you're doing. I think probably the majority it would be because of police officers. I think that's, that's like having one of those police stations where they just sit out there and I think that,
I don't even know how much that stops you.
really?
Yeah, I really don't.
I think it's
I don't-
not, maybe not.
A physical presence over like.
Oh, I read way better.
100 times.
100 times.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to do that and if,
Our hope and plan is we're not in front of you guys again.
Well, look, I'll say this, the public nuisance violations that we get, I typically sway toward not renewing those.
And I have.
And those are, and those are because there's a long history of violations and a long history of things that have happened. There are gonna be some other ones that come before me that I'm looking at with a business that's got a long history of violations and they become a public nuisance and they have as serious as this or even more in question, right? And I'll make a very serious decision on that. You guys have had one violation here. You seem to be taking some proactive steps. I would not be comfortable with doing a 2-year renewal. I might recommend one. I'll talk to the board. We'll see how we feel about that. But I think the most that I would be willing to do is a 1-year renewal. I don't want to see you guys come back with a public nuisance violation. This is a drain on Evansville Police Department, an agency that doesn't need any more drain put onto it than what it already has got. There's been police officers that have been attacked. There's security that's been attacked. There have been people that could have been killed here. So we're not talking about settle a minor, not checking IDs, not having paper copies of records. We're talking about potential loss of life.
Go through Jeff Taylor, Officer Taylor. He schedules the EPD and it's all,
Is it?
it's, they do it on their own.
He's a longstanding police officer. He's the one that we contact. He suggests, he's very hands-on as well. He'll work timeout sometimes, but, he keeps in contact with his guys if, because we kind of dealt with this on a 2 establishment at the same time. So we.
Because you've got a similar issue at Corner Pocket, do you not?
Yes, pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
And we've tried really, really hard. We're closing way early there. The problems have went like that since we shut down early. Because we were getting bombarded with a really rough crowd at 1:30. And, we cut that out of there. And
We close
just this
two.
last week, we had a night where, hold up the cameras, we're completely closed for 2.5 hours. There's 60 people partying in the parking lot
Your parking lot?
and at Corner Pocket. And I was made aware of this the next day, went back, watched the cameras, and I talked to the manager and the bar manager. I said, you guys are the ones who saw it on camera. Why didn't you call the police? Well, we're told every time we call the police, it goes against us. It's like 4:30 in the morning, we're not even open. You want to,
So,
call the police.
I'm not from here. The names that come across, Jeff Taylor, so I don't know any of these people, but I do talk to the people that live and work down here. And that's the one thing that I heard repeated a couple times is that, well, we're just going to stop calling 911 so we don't have these dings against our record.
And I brought up Jeff Taylor because all the officers, he posted him and Phil police chief, when they post it on their bulletin board or however they do it, they're all volunteers.
Hmm.
They're not made to work in our places.
Yeah.
We pay them very.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're getting paid, so they're not volunteering.
Yeah.
They're paid $70 an hour.
Well, you know, the thing is, I definitely understand the, hopefully you guys are going up there, and I literally, what he saw it in the past. Hey, I don't know if you remember, or if you were here or Scott was here, there was a place on Weinbach that had a public nuisance violation with guns and stuff. They lost their license completely. They couldn't.
We've watched some establishments where we had a conversation, was like, what are they thinking? I mean, they're promoting these parties and it's like they were pulling in the rough crowd on purpose.
If you ask for a problem, you're gonna have it.
We have never promoted in a way that would draw us a rough crowd. We're promoting live music venue, Southern rock, rock and roll, dance music, karaoke. You know, we've been doing this a very long time. We do take pride in it, you know.
Well, so you're thinking, your thought process is that you wouldn't have a real big, I mean, you have problems, but you would be more willing for 1 year renewal over the normal one. And that would, I'm just curious, how, other than that it would put pressure on them to do more, which I think it might, but it sounds like they're trying to do everything.
We're not gonna stop. I mean, we
Yeah.
can keep up with
Uh,
it.
If it's working,
but-
it's working this plan.
Then, I mean, if they're not, if either they're doing their job or not doing their job, 1 year, the regular one, what's the big difference? Other than just like penalizing them. Because they've been around a long time. You know, they've tried and they've done stuff in the past and they have more than that. Other than that, it's what I'm asking. I have no problem with either way.
Accountability.
So it's kind of almost like a punishment, but not completely taking your license away.
1 year means when we're up for our next renewal, even with no violations, we come back and meet with you guys.
If you have no violations in 1 year, you don't have to show up for your automatic renewal.
Yeah.
But if you have a violation between now and then, you're gonna come back and talk to us. Don't wanna see you come back and talk to us.
So, I mean, is that what you're suggesting?
Well, I don't wanna sway, I don't sway, I can't tell you how to vote.
You don't sway me most of the time. You know.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Pete, what are you thinking?
Well, I know this is a hard nut to crack because I've been there. Parking lots, and with summer months coming on, it's gonna be worse. You know, it's gonna be harder in the summertime. And I really believe you guys are trying. I know how hard a nut it is to crack. And when it comes to the 1 year, really it's just a smack on the hand. It's not, like you said, you can come back in a year and you're in good shape. There's no problem. So, you know, that to me is probably the best recommendation.
Okay. Is that a motion?
Yes, that's the motion.
All right. Motion is for 1 year renewal.
I'll go ahead and second it.
Okay. Motion is for 1 year renewal. Motion is seconded. All in favor of that?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
This-
I
Who is this poor guy with who's been sitting over here
No,
patiently
he's-
for 90 minutes?
he's,
Yeah.
oh, gosh.
All right. Ira Inc., RR 82-43243. You've been a trooper.
name is Fatih Lamin. And, Inc. trying to buy, existing license from Hooters.
From who?
Hooters.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Okay. You're going out to where the old Cheeseburger in Paradise used to be. Tell us about this restaurant and what you're gonna be doing out there.
But we got 3 potential, people who wants to visit. So we just have to decide, after the approval and all this, process completes, which concept is gonna go proper.
Okay.
And with the rent, how much rent and all this. So, but we're dealing with 3 people right now.
So right now you're just transferring the
Yeah,
ownership now.
right now we just transfer.
Have you been in this type of business before?
Ownership and location.
And
Location.
no. I used to own the liquor store back in the days, but nothing like this.
So this being somewhat new to you, do you understand that whoever you lease your building out to operates your alcohol license as an employee of yours?
Yes,
And that you're required to maintain the liquor liability insurance and that you are liable for whatever actions your employee takes
Right.
on their behalf? And can I ask what are the three potential options? What are we looking at?
One is, that we leaning towards is the guy who owns a couple restaurants already. One in Jasper, one in Rockport, and one in somewhere in Louisiana. The name of the restaurant is Tribionis. It's a Louisiana
Oh, okay, yeah.
based food. You're probably familiar with that.
I know, yes.
Okay, so that's what the first candidate. Second one is a fusion restaurant concept, Indian, American, and Mexican. And the third one is a lady from California. She was in a business back there for 50 years now. She moved over here with the family or whatever. And she wants to start American restaurant where she bakes everything fresh. Everything she makes fresh. That's what she said.
Okay.
But the first one is Tribune.
Now, do you own the building right now?
Yes,
You bought the building,
yes.
and, how long you had the building?
Over a year now.
Yeah, that's been over here.
Yeah, because I didn't have license or
Yeah.
anything, so whoever came.
And then when the license came about,
Yeah.
have you, I mean, what do you do for a living?
I own somewhere in Kentucky.
Oh, really? Everywhere? Just here?
4 location here, Subways, all the location of Pizza King here. Evansville and anywhere.
Wine back?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
St. Joe, we just relocated.
okay,
One we did a private building, Newburgh also,
all right.
and 4 in India. One in Avon, 2 Lafayette. and
Oh,
two
yeah,
Lafayette.
sure.
What did I miss about Hooters? I didn't,
He's fine, but he's getting the transfer, that's what he's
the,
trying.
the license was at Hooters.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
They're going under nearly
And
everywhere.
you serve liquor and Pizza King serves liquor. Some of them,
We
the one here, oh, you got rid of it, okay.
It's just too much trouble.
Yeah, okay.
With employees and.
Okay, I thought the one in the
We
Newburgh,
had not liquor, just beer and wine.
beer and wine, that's
Yes,
okay.
yeah. It's just too much to keep a track of,
Okay.
too much trouble.
Have you, I'm assuming you've never been in trouble for anything?
Been here for 30 years.
Okay. I don't have any questions.
I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah, Peter, any questions?
I'm good. thank
I
you.
make a motion to approve.
Second. All in favor of that motion?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. This will go to State Commission on I keep guessing the date. Well, be a week from today, the 17th.
Okay.
Since you're not ready to open, you'll need to fill out an escrow request form and
Okay.
submit that to the Alcohol and Tobacco Commission prior to the 17th.
The 17th of the
Yeah,
next week.
Yeah.
If I'm not here in town, what?
it can be submitted electronically.
Okay,
You don't have to go to the hearing. You do
Okay.
not have to appear there.
okay, all right. cool.
We have anything else?
One more.
Oh.
Yeah.
Get it.
Okay, so,
Thank you.
all right, thank you.
Do you guys need?
Yeah, the affidavit that you got for the orange sign, I'll take that. Sushi King, of course, is continued. Noche Restaurant LLC is RR 82 43473, and this is location pending.
Scott Bidwell here on behalf of Mr. Richard Patel. Richie owns Noche Restaurant on Franklin Street. Rooftop restaurant, which is right over here close to us, in Birdie's. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here today. He is looking for a suitable location in Evansville for another nice restaurant. His locations are primarily food oriented, I would say. And he's just growing his business, trying to get more and more restaurants. I think he does a good job.
Yeah, I, no.
Yeah. So Peter, this, on this one, we're considering the qualifications of the applicant only when he gets a restaurant or a building selected, then he'll come back
Okay.
a second time for the building. So, yeah, I know Richie, there's nothing that disqualifies him. There are no issues on his person or character. I'll make
Yeah.
a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks, guys.
Aye.
Appreciate it.